Yeah, good evening. Just before we start, as our culture, we will like to have an opening prayer. I call on Dr. Ngozi Ochuba to give us opening prayer. Thank you. Short one. You can unmute your mic, please, and an opening prayer.
Heavenly Father, we commit this meeting into your able hands, praying, Lord God, that whatsoever is going to be the agenda for the meeting, you would give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to go through it and accomplish everything that we have in our actions. In Jesus' mighty name we pray thee. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. That was a very fast and good one. Thank you. Yeah, we go to the next agenda, which is the welcome address. Hand that over to Mr. Olalikon to give us a welcome address, followed by the introduction of the new ESCOs elected today. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I recognize Andy Hampson from Cleveland Police. Thank you for being part of this. Ngozi from Middlesbrough Council and NICOT. Thank you. I've seen Dr. Ati from NICOT. Thank you. And to all the new executive and to all the great Nigerian students, great. I say you are all welcome. It's a pleasure to be here tonight because this is one of the accomplished of a dream that's come to pass. In the past years, we've had Nigerian society at Teesside, but in a couple of years, it seems not much more active. It's the way it's supposed to be. And this is, in a way, negatively affecting us. And we believe coming together and building this great society will help to improve on the life being and the well-being of our members, and to also make this Teesside a home for them, and to also educate ourselves, and to also connect us with necessary resources that are out there to make use of. I appreciate every one of you that attended the AGM today. I say thank you to you all. I'm a community advocate. I work with Save the Woman. If you want to know more about our work, I will put it on a chat. Please do follow us on YouTube, on social media, and we appreciate if you could also subscribe to our page. That will give you more updates on the work we are doing. We provide advocacy support to African, Asian, minority ethnic community. Mostly now, we are supporting families that are having children for them to know how to create a conducive environment, a lovely home for their children, and also to provide them with necessary skills. We also offer parenting course. So if you follow the YouTube, you'll be able to see how to get in touch to be part of the course. We are having the next cohort in January 2022. We fixed a date for that. So it's first come, first serve. Those of you, those students, you are coming with your children. It is very, very important you know about child protection law, about safeguarding in this country. Is very, very important. So we look forward to see you. To Nigerian society, I say, I wish you best of luck as you proceed. And especially, I want to enjoy every one of us to collectively work together to support the executive. They are there to just be the voice, but we need to bring those ideas together. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Luca, for that short introduction. You can go ahead with the introduction of the new ESCO, sir.
I will put the chat, if you could do that, because you've been anchoring this for a couple of weeks now. So can you see what I put? Can you see the screen?
Yes, please.
So you should be able to introduce them with that.
Okay, thank you for the privilege. Good evening, everyone. Trust days have been well as planned. As the power has conferred on me to go ahead with this, I hope everybody can see this. Can we all see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I just go ahead and just give the name. We had our AGM today, which also followed by the election of the Nigerian Student Association in Teesside. Mr. Dedayo Femi has been elected as our chairman for the next 1 year. Then Ms. Titilayo Oluwakemi Betty is now the vice chair finance. She was elected as the vice chair finance. Why Mr. Oludare Olowora is the vice chair communication. He was also elected. So we have 3 substantial officials now. So if you need any information, you can all reach them. I believe they will share their contact before the end of this meeting. You can also reach them from the group also. I want to say a big welcome to the elected officers. I believe they are up to task with their previous track record. You can see that they are up to task, and we are hoping for a good movement henceforth. You are all welcome, and it's nice to see you here. We pray you will lead us aright, and God will give you direction. In Jesus' name. Thank you. You are welcome. So we want to move to the next agenda now. Well, according to the agenda, we are going to skip the number 4 for number 5. And let Mr. Adron would like to, Mr. Andy Hampson, due to the time he gave us. Mr. Andy Hampson, are you ready for us now?
Yeah, I was born ready for you.
Okay, so you can just go ahead with your presentation while we move the next agenda to after your speech.
Okay.
Thank you.
I've still got the chair and everything on my screen. Is that what everyone else has got?
Okay.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone off my screen. Right. Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Evening. My name's Andy Hampson. I'm a police officer. I work for Cleveland Police, and my job is in something called the engagement team. So my job is to engage with all communities, as many communities as possible. The reason, I just had to click something that came up on Zoom there. The reason I'm here with you is, one of the things I lead on is, within my team, is I lead on increasing engagement with colleges and universities in the Cleveland Police Force area. So that's kind of why I'm here today. But just to explain briefly my job, I'm a police officer, but I don't work frontline on the streets anymore. I don't work, my job isn't going arresting people and dealing with incidents. My job is to increase engagement. And we cover the force area, which is, it's Middlesbrough, Stockton, Hartlepool, and Redcar and Cleveland, which goes like way down the coast, down towards Whitby. So we cover quite a big area. And I lead on, sorry, my phone's beeping away here. I lead on colleges and universities in that area. I also lead on rural communities. So I work a lot with farming communities and people in the rural areas. But at the moment, I'm finding it really interesting to work with the colleges and the universities, because it's just, after all the lockdowns we've had in the UK, it's just the need for engagement is just increasing all the time. And I'm finding it's snowballing. It's just getting bigger and bigger all the time. I've tried, is it everyone there at Teesside University? Is that right? Teesside University.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got links in the Students' Union, and I've also got links in the university with staff there. I've been trying to reach out to societies and groups through the Students' Union, but because of changes in elected members and things like that, it's been quite difficult. And I've only just got to the stage where, through, I think, the Student Union's social media, they're going to put my details out there and reach out to people. Really, what I'm here for is to give you a point of contact in the police. So anything that you want to know now or in the future about the police, come to me. Any questions that you've got, any concerns, any anything that you want us to help you work on, if you've got any projects within the university or within your own lives that you want us to help with, ask us if we can get involved. Our job is just to increase communication with all communities and everyone, my job particularly within colleges and universities. So really it's about reaching out to groups like yourself and saying, here I am, use me, speak to me. It's about me learning from you as well. So I don't ever just want to sit here and preach to you and say, this is what the police do. And I don't want to, I mean, even though you might want to know that, if you do want to know that, that's great. But I'm here to learn from you as well, and to learn what you want from the police and how you think we can do things better, and whether you think there's anything that we do right as well. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm hoping it does. So there you go. That's it. That's me, police officer. I'll put I'm just thinking, might the best way for me to put my contact details up be to put it in the chat. Would that be a good idea? Yeah, I'll put that in the chat as we're doing it. So is there any questions that anyone's got for me now?
Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Mine isn't a question. Mine is more like a comment. I think I'd like to say it's very refreshing for someone who's worked in community and has been part of community engagement roles for almost 5 years. I'd say it's really refreshing to have Cleveland Police have someone,
Right.
want to engage with people from different community and want to understand the cultures.
Yeah.
Because what you realize when it comes to engagement, there's always this culture is always a huge barrier, and when you don't understand me and I don't understand you, it's like we're almost at war, but we're not at war. It's just the differences in our culture. So I like to say a huge, massive thank you to Cleveland Police for doing this, because I think it's something that we've always wanted to happen.
Right.
And it's good to see that it's happening now. I work closely with Michelle Hosford. So,
all right, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know Michelle already, brilliant.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know Michelle and Catherine. So
Right.
it's just nice.
Yeah,
it's
great.
nice. This is.
Sorry, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Ngozi Sylvia Ochuba. I am the Community Development and Cohesion Officer for Middlesbrough Council. So I work within Stronger Communities team.
Got
and
you,
I'm also
Michelle's mentioned you,
and I'm also the PRO for NICOT, so Nigerians within Teesside. So yes.
Right, great. Well, nice to meet you. And
nice to meet you, Andy, as well.
Thank you for those nice comments. So I work on the same team as Michelle, and unfortunately, Kat's left now.
I know.
She's left the team, but they'll be getting someone else in her place soon. So that's the team that I work with.
Okay, nice to meet you. So thank you very much. It's really refreshing that we're finally seeing the engagement. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And that's a nice background you've got there. Are you in outer space?
Yeah, I'm in the metaverse.
No, not the metaverse. No, you've been Facebooked. I think I can see Sweden behind you.
Oh,
you
Sweden, can see the banister.
Right. So, has anyone else got any questions or anything they want to raise with me? I'll type me details in the chat while I'm talking. I mean, one thing to mention might be that I'm starting regular drop-ins at the university, and they're going to be in the Student Life building. And if you'll just bear with me, I will go off screen. You can see me, but I can't see you now. I'm just going to look in my calendar and let you know when the first one is. So it's going to be Student Life building on Thursdays between 1 and 3. The first one is on the 20th of January, and then it's every 3 weeks after that. Okay. And again, I'll put those details in the chat for you. Oh, there's my name come up. That's no good, is it? So as I'm typing that in, ask away. Any questions? You've got a police officer here in front of you. You can ask him anything you want. You can ask me my favourite soup or my favourite kind of music. I don't mind anything.
Maybe that will not be the option for now. Good evening. I'm Sir Andy.
Hello. I like your headphones.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Femi.
Hello, Femi.
And thank you. It's very interesting to see a police officer engaging with students and Nigerian students and others. And it's very interesting because while I worked in Nigeria, I worked in the university as a student of First Division, and I often have interaction with the Nigerian police working with students, or maybe basically then on issues, but this is good for engagement, and I really appreciate. So I just want to take you on an engagement on some of the issues some of the Nigerian students have had with accommodation and agents not treating them very, very fine. And the agents not even trying to listen to them, not trying to help them out, and not trying to even solve their problems. And at the end of the day, these students cannot run to anybody. It seems these agents they're above the law, or nobody can talk to them the way they react to the students. So what sort of engagement would the police have in helping students out around issues like this?
Okay, it would depend on each individual incident as to whether we'd get involved or not. If there's a crime being committed, then clearly we'd get involved. If there's any sort of civil dispute which isn't to do with the police, then we wouldn't get involved in solving it, but we could get involved in advising you on what to do and where to go, and signposting you, if you like, and just giving you general advice. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. It does answer. You know, because if the issues are going to get bigger, it's going to be like a police issues, and it's good if the students have a place to just drop their issues and say, "This is what I'm going through with this person," or I've seen a lot of issues, about 2-3 issues happen before I traveled to Nigeria, and I'm just coming in now. I'm still in the quarantine, but I'm coming out tomorrow, and I'll be in Middlesbrough tomorrow. I would have been at that event today, but it's a very good one to have you and making yourself available. We'll do more discussions, especially about the rural development, rural community you work, and the farming community. We'll get to talk to you about those things later in the future.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Do you find that interesting to you, Femi, the rural side?
Oh, I'm a farmer, and my wife just became the vice chair finance, and that's what she does. So yeah.
Right. Well, I could sit and talk to you all day about this then.
Okay.
But I think everyone else might get bored.
Okay, no problem. We'll talk about the rural and farming later. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just going to write something down because I've thought of someone who I might like to try and link you in with.
Yes, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I do a lot of agriculture in Nigeria before I came here and work with the rural community.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, thank you. Great job, Teesside Nigerian student. Great AGM, great election you guys had today. And I want to know more about NICOT later, but let's talk about that. So thank you, Andy. Thank you to the team.
I have my hand up. Who is sharing? Hello. I think
Andy, are you done?
Andy, can you hear me? I want to ask Andy. I want to ask Andy one question before you left. Go. You might not answer this here. You might take it away. Maybe one of the engagements. We might sort all this out. I just want to know, what is Cleveland Police doing in terms of recruitment and retention of African, Asian minority ethnic community? I learned beauty, joined, stayed for 3 years, move on to another career.
Is that Beauty Tashuma?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I worked with her.
Yeah, and Catherine now, she has also left to another sector now. it might be for career progression. However, how do we want to increase those representation? Not just one person, and once one person left, we're looking for another person to refill the post. That's one. Secondly, are there any masharo, like a volunteering in Cleveland Police, which student might want to get involved or be associated with? Yeah, that's justice.
So I can answer those. So the first one was about recruitment and retention. Yeah. So Cleveland Police is forming a positive action team, and that they start in January. Okay, and that's going to be a team with a sergeant and some, I don't know how many officers, but some officers on the team and some of the recruitment team as well. Okay, and their job is going to be to increase positive action. So positive action is making the police force and the police service more representative of the communities that it polices. Okay, so it's about increasing sort of certain numbers of certain demographics that are quite low within the force. So that team starts in January. In fact, I bumped into the new sergeant on it at the weekend. He's called Sergeant Nick C. And I can certainly ask Nick C if he can give you any input on that. And I'll be able to come back with something for you. Okay. So does that answer? So is that enough for your recruitment retention?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's a team we've never had before. So that'll be, you know, I've done a bit of positive action work going out on the streets in Middlesbrough and talking to people. And I think it's a role and a job that needs to be permanent and needs people to put the commitment into it long term. But it needs the organisation to put the commitment into it as well. Okay. Right, volunteering. Yes, there's going to be opportunities to volunteer. They're limited at the moment because of COVID restrictions, but there certainly will be. There will be opportunities, and I will look into that and come back to you with a few things, because certainly, I mean, someone there was mentioning about interest in rural stuff. I could certainly, once we get past the COVID restrictions, you know, rural volunteers is something that we could do with as well. And we're getting a rural coordinator for the force soon. So that'll be something that they could maybe look into. But so that will be actually going out face to face with people. But then also we have things like volunteering for the independent advisory group for Cleveland Police, which you might know about. Are you on one of those? Yeah.
Yes, I'm on it. Yeah.
You know, and then I mean, we haven't got sort of the hate crime scrutiny panel type of thing. I think there might only be Stockton that's got one up and running at the moment, but we certainly need to get that going. And again, that's another role that's getting filled. We've got a position called hate crime coordinator, and that doesn't mean they're going to coordinate hate crime. It means they're going to look at problem solving hate crime within the force area, and that job has been filled. That's a police officer job, and they are going to be starting sometime next year. We haven't been given a date yet, but I've heard only good things about them, and I think they will be integral in forming sort of scrutiny panels like that and getting them up and running. And then it may be that there'll be opportunities to volunteer and things like that as well. So as you've just realised there, Ola, I tend to give very long answers to very short questions, so I apologise for that.
Thank you so much. Well detailed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, is that okay? Could that answer those?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Great. And you thought I wasn't going to answer that straight away, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Anyone got any other questions for me?
Andy.
Yeah.
Does anybody still have questions for Mr. Andy? Any question before we take his leave? Anybody raising hand?
If there's no question, yeah, it's free to leave. I can
okay, Mr. Andy, do you have any question for us?
What do you want from me?
Now nobody's asking now. Do you have any question about our association?
About this? Oh, right. About the association.
Yeah.
I suppose my questions really would be, if I could do anything for you from a police point of view, what would it be? If you had a magic wand.
Okay, I might want to answer that question. We might want to have an event and we need police covering. It might not be inside the school, maybe probably outside the school. We might need you to guide us so that it won't turn to something else in the venue. Can we have your support for that?
So support for an, say that again, support for an event?
Yes, for an event. And does that cost money?
That's the one thing I haven't got. I haven't got any money. What I have got is enthusiasm. Okay. So what we miss out with money, I bring enthusiasm.
Okay.
Yes, certainly. Any events that you want us to get involved in, let me know. If we can do it, then we'll do it. If we can't do it, I'll tell you straight away. But I'll consider everything. But give me plenty of notice. Basically, I need at least 6 weeks notice to get something in the diary. If it's less than that, then you're going to be struggling. But 6 to 8 weeks ahead, think ahead, 2 months ahead, then you'll get us.
All right, that's fine. That's noted. Thank you.
We got a hand up there.
Okay, we have a question from somebody with the name iPhone. Please, you can unmute your mic and talk now. Thank you.
Is iPhone in name? iPhone is not in name.
That's the name on it showing, so you can change it. Thank you.
Excuse me. I was just joking around here. Thank you for making our time to.
Before you go, can you just introduce yourself? Then you can go ahead. Thank you.
No iPhone, I'm Adeyemi.
Adeyemi, okay.
Oh yeah. So it's been a rampant thing now, and it doesn't seem to be safe security wise, because every day I walk on the streets, I see broken glasses from windshields of cars. Some happened to even my own neighbor in the house. Some other guys reported the same issues. You know, they break their car glass and then, I don't know, reach out for things in the car. No. So, in fact, because of this, I stopped working at night in Middlesbrough because I felt it's not safe anymore. Maybe it's because of the festive period or something. I just want to ask, what are the security operatives doing about that? Is it a norm about this time of the year for such to be happening?
Right, so are you saying there's an increase in car crime, cars getting broken into?
Yes.
Yeah. That is something that does happen in this country leading up to Christmas. Yeah. I'm not, so because I don't work as a frontline police officer anymore, I'm not fully aware of where those problems are happening. So I'm guessing, is this in central Middlesbrough?
TS1 to be precise.
I stay in TS1.
TS1, right? Yeah. So yeah. What I'll do is I'll speak to the neighbourhood team who cover that area, and I'll ask them if they're aware of any problems, and I'll feed back to the group what they tell me. Okay, because I don't know myself straight away, but I can find out for you.
Okay.
And there will be, if there's a crime trend and there's more crime, an increase in crime happening in a certain area, then if we have the resources, then we will put more attention into it. And it's just whether we have the resources. Okay, so I'll find out for you what the issues are, and I'll find out what the team's doing. And I'll feed back to the group, if that's all right.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
Any other person before we move ahead?
Okay, I'm going to put my
Andy.
Yeah.
Thank you for the precise message. We really appreciate My name is Femi.
Femi?
Yeah, I would like to ask you, you mentioned that you are no longer in the police operational team who work on the field, which means your engagement presently is with the institutions like the colleges and the university. So
Yeah.
I would like to ask if you can as well give us a contact of a police officer who is more in who is engaging in activities that has to do with the city center, the central.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Adeyemi mentioned, I equally noticed the same thing in the time past. Let me say 2 weeks precisely now, seeing broken glasses from vehicles and becoming a trend, and we are getting concerned about such events. So we'll appreciate if you can share contact with us of police officers who engage with activities in the city center.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just type a name in now. The university has a police community support officer who works within the university. So he works for Cleveland Police, and his name's John Severs, and I'll just put his name up there, PCSO Severs. Now, for anything sort of on the ground, front line that's happening, then he would be your contact. And the best way to contact him is through security at the university. And it would be to go to the security office, which I think is in the library building. And then they would be able to get a message to Johnny Severs for you. What I'll ask him is, I don't want to just give his email address out. I'll ask him if I can give his email address to you. Okay. And if I can, I mean, I should be able to, but I don't want to just do it without asking him first. But certainly until then, the best way to get hold of him is through even the student life building. The student life building, the staff in there know Johnny Severs, and they will put you in touch with him as soon as they can. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah, brilliant. Wow, I'm doing well so far, Anna.
Thank you so much.
Right, and I've put my name and email address in there, and I've put Johnny Severs' name in there as well. So that would be the name you would go to the reception, student life, or one of the security guards. Okay. Right. Anything else for me?
I think that's all. Thank you so much for coming, and we look forward to meet you again. So
okay. I mean, just I suppose one question going forward then, what do you want from me next?
I think that okay, go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much once again. Andy, I just want to add this question for we've talked about the officers that will be operational. Your office being engagement definitely means some of the work we did in Nigeria, then we expect that from the force, there should be some programs that helps to avert or stop some of this crime not happening. You know, in terms of intervention, you guys will be there, but the office being on engagement, are there programs that is going to emanate from your office that is going to be for enlightenment, for orientation, or for even bringing people into more activities of engagement stemming out from your offices, which would also be cross-cultural?
Okay. I can't answer the cross-cultural bit. I do know that we have an early intervention team who are just what they say. They try and intervene early to stop people committing crime. Okay. So often they'll get referrals in from schools and so on, and then they'll try and make an early intervention. We also have a team that works with offenders to try and get them to stop re-offending. Okay. So there are teams like that within the police where we do try and divert people away from crime and antisocial behaviour. And that runs through all from your response teams to your neighbourhood policing teams, all the way through to those specific teams I've mentioned, where we do try and sort of divert people away from crime and antisocial behaviour. Is that what you were getting to? Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting to that, but we'll talk about this later when I talk with you. I was also actually asking if there are programs and events stemming out of your office, concepts and ideas that bring people together as a program stemming out of your office. We'll talk about this later. Let's go ahead with the program for now.
Okay. There's a question just come up in the chat there. What are the red streets areas in Middlesbrough so we take care when in those places? Thank you. What I would say is just you should take care wherever you are, because crime and antisocial behaviour can happen anywhere. And what might be a street where there's high crime one day, the next day it might have gone on to somewhere else. So for me, my advice is to take care wherever you are. Think about your personal safety. I can deliver, if you want it, I can deliver some presentations on personal safety in the UK and also on sort of general student safety as well. So if you want anything like that in the future, I can provide that. So the answer is just take care wherever you are. Okay.
That has been answered. Yeah, that question was well answered. There was no specific place, according to Mr. Hampson. We just have to take care and watch our environment very well.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Any other person having security challenge in our environment, in our neighborhood? Have you seen something? This is something that you feel you should talk about? This is the platform, please. We have the authority here. If you have anything you want that is a challenge to you, please feel free to talk about it now. We have about 5 minutes to end this section. Any other person?
So are you okay for me to go now?
I think I have something to say.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. My name is Mudubisi Joshua Onyemachi. Okay, recently, I don't know if that has been spoken about, but recently, a friend of mine staying on the same lane had a car breakdown, like what will I say, car mortgage, so to say, like his car was actually spoiled. And good and fine, I also stay on the same streets, and currently I've also had that, that's fear or scare of having such experiences also. So I want to understand, I want to know what is the challenge, or what's the police, or what do persons like in such an instance, apart from getting the insurance company involved, what can be done? Because it's actually a security threat, the car could have been stolen, or for that particular purpose. Yeah.
Sorry, what's happened? The car, I thought you said the car had broken down.
Yeah, like from the back door, they were able to break into the car, like from the glass. Yeah.
Right. So the car broke down and then someone broke into the car.
The car wasn't broken down. It was parked like, in the person's house.
Yeah.
Overnight, and in the following morning, he noticed that the glass was broken.
Yeah.
And then some stuff's taken off from the car.
Yeah.
So is it that parking on designated parking spaces within Middlesbrough isn't safe, or what do you advise? Because it's a concern to me, honestly.
Right. I don't really understand. So the car was broken into. What?
Yes. The car was broken into by. Sorry.
Was it because of where it was parked, or I don't really understand?
Like some persons broke into the car and took away some stuff from the car owner's car.
Yeah.
And it was parked in a place that was supposed to be secured.
Ah, right.
Yes.
Okay. So where was that? A car park, or?
It was along the street, like just opposite the person's house. Designated car parks just opposite the person's house.
Right. So how is it a secure parking space? What?
Sorry?
So I thought you were saying it's been broken into and it was in a secure car park, but
A secure parking space, not a car park. No, a secure parking.
Right.
Secure
So
parking
it was a parking
space,
space outside the house.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Unfortunately, car crime does happen, and it can happen on any street, wherever wherever the criminal wants to do it. I don't really see. I don't know what the question would be to me with that.
Basically, are there possibly CCTV cameras that should be able to pick up such crimes?
Right. Right. Okay. So obviously, it depends where it was. There are CCTV cameras in Middlesbrough, and really, what you need to do is report the crime. And once the crime's been reported, then an investigation would be done to see whether there was any CCTV cameras in the area, and we can do that just on the computer. We can look to see if there's any public CCTV, any local authority CCTV, any other kind of cameras in the area. So we'd be able to pretty quickly be able to see whether there's any CCTV, and then we could tell you whether or not there was. So, I mean, was that crime reported to the police?
I wouldn't really confirm it. Sorry?
Yes, it was reported.
All right.
Yeah, at Cleveland.
Does everyone know how to report a crime or report anything to the police?
You can put us through that process.
Yeah, they would really
appreciate would like that. You to tell us how to report crime.
Do you want me to give you some basic tips on that?
Please do, please.
Right, okay. So, emergency, 999. And it's an emergency if people or property is in danger and it's happening now. So that's an emergency, that's 999. If it's anything else, then the number to ring is 101. Okay, so non-emergency is 101. But if it's non-emergency and it's happened and there's no urgency to tell us, then you can report it online. Okay, and I'm just going to type in the website. Basically, just type in Cleveland Police in your search engine and you'll find it. And there's the website there. And there's a way that you can report something online there. It's quite easy. It has a big square with report it and you follow it through. And that's how you report crimes and incidents. And that's the simplest way to tell you how to do it, really. Once you've reported a crime like that, it gets assessed as to whether there's any investigations to be done. And one of those assessments would be, was there any CCTV? If there is any CCTV to look at, then it would get allocated to an officer to go and do those CCTV inquiries. And if, like someone earlier on in the chat said, there's a crime trend of lots of cars getting broken into, then the local team would be aware of that, and they would be looking at CCTV in a bit more depth to try and look to find out who's doing it. Okay. Does that answer that question?
It doesn't.
You okay with that? Would I, it doesn't have to be now, but after this meeting, could be tomorrow or the next day, would I be able to have contact details for the chair and the vice chairs, just so that we can keep up a bit of a communication as well?
Sure, we are going to send that to you.
I think
we have your email now.
I think it was already shared on the chat.
No, he wants it directly.
Okay.
So since we have his email address, then we can send that to him. Yeah.
Right, brilliant. Okay. Have you had enough of me yet?
What do you say?
Have you had enough of me yet?
Yeah.
Thank
you, Andy.
Right, thank you. Thank you for giving me the time to talk to you.
That was very insightful.
Okay, cheers. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good night, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for staying back. I hand over the meeting to our substantial chairman now. to continue. In the name of Mr. Femi Adedayo. Over to you, boss.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ola. It's been a very wonderful time. First and foremost, I want to appreciate everyone that took our time to be here this evening. It was indeed a remarkable day. I want to appreciate everyone who turned up for the AGM meeting and the election as well. Despite our tight schedule, it shows how much we really love this association. Like I said in my manifesto, it's not a victory for me, it's a victory for everyone, every Nigerian student in Teesside University. Because what we are looking at is oneness, togetherness, and starting a movement with one voice and our voice to be heard. Like I've already told my fellow contestant, it's not a victory for me alone, it's a victory for them. And I can assure you that we're all going to work together. And something happened this evening, and I was very happy about that. Someone brought up a very wonderful idea, things that we can do that can make us to be an eye-opener to other people, like the Asians. They've been really ahead of us, but I don't think they are doing that. So I want people to come up with ideas. People who know me very well. I'm not a leader who does things on my own. I listen to people's opinion. I carry people along. Sometimes you might be asking yourself, who is even the chair? Because I make everybody work. That's my own style of work. I'm your servant. I listen to everybody. There is no stupid opinion. There is no perfect opinion, because to every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. So that's what makes life very interesting. So I really want to really want to appreciate everyone of us that is here once again. But by my own record, I'm sure we are quite much more than what we have tonight. I want to believe in our next meeting, we'll be having a geometric increase in the number, in the turnout we have tonight. And that's going to be a function of every one of us going out there, that we now have a new Nigerian Student Association at the Teesside University. We are together, we are one. We want to work together. We want the university to be aware that we exist. We want the university to be able to support us when we go to them, because we are one. Thank you very much. I appreciate once again. Thank you. Salary?
Yeah, Mr. Femi.
Yeah, what do we have on the agenda? The next thing on the agenda is okay, is Betty here?
Betty is not here, but I think she's being represented
by her husband, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what about Oluwora?
Yes, please. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, it's really a great one. And Mr. Chairman, sir, thank you. And thank you for being available to share us and to continue to lead us. As you said, we are all available to serve, and the commitment to serve and service to humanity is our main priority. And the major thing is to have a good life with everyone, and everyone has a good stay and a good life as well. So, and another thing that I also request for is cooperation. I request for cooperation, oneness, and love, right, from everyone. And let's continue to spread the news and spread love as well, so we can work on it and achieve the common goal and move ahead as well. So, thank you. Right.
The chair. The chair, you are on mute. You are muted. Can you unmute yourself? The chair, we cannot hear you.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Thank you very much, the Vice Chairman Communication. The the representative of the Vice Chairman Finance, do you have any message for the House, please? Mr. Femi? Mr. Femi Kings.
That's funny. Under what ground? Under what allocation? Under what committee or what decree are you saying I'm representing my wife? I am just here. So you guys should take care of yourself. I don't know.
Are you also a student, sir?
I'm not representing anybody, please.
Are you also a student in Teesside?
No, I'm not a student, please.
The information we've got is that she's being represented. Perhaps she dropped a note to read for us.
Oh, who said that? She said that?
I thought someone said she's being represented.
No, I'm just here following what you guys are doing and just contributing.
Oh, that's okay.
So if she's not here, she should be all responsible for that.
Actually, sir, we really appreciate having you with us as well. And definitely, we know your impact, your input will definitely be of good help and good, interest to us as well. So notwithstanding, you are here and she's not here, we still believe you are representing us. So thank you.
If that be the case, I just want to tell you that Kemi is a passionate person when it comes to youth and leadership. And she's told me she wants to do this and she has the permission to do it. And I know that you have in your hand a woman that is a man and has done a lot of things around student unionism from Nigeria, even to the international level. And now wanting to work with you with finance here. She's the director of an organization and she's worked in finance and getting grants, international grants. We work together in my organization and we've been getting some international grants. You have somebody that can bring in some of the wonderful speakers from Nigeria, Fela Drotoye, Kunle Shorian, and others. These are all people she has worked with. And she has me. So that means you guys have me. When we get to the rivers, we'll cross it. Thank you.
You are in a good hand. We have no doubt about that.
Exactly. You can see we need you more.
No, he just told me I'm in a good hand. Maybe you guys are in a good hand.
We. No, I said we are in a good hand.
Okay, you guys. We'll see when we come in. I'm just coming into the country. I went for about 1 month and I'm on quarantine now. I'm coming. They just released me today. So I'll fly into Middlesbrough tomorrow, and the party can begin and the work can begin.
Were you at the hotel where they are sharing the food?
Yes, that thing is maybe because we don't like their type of food. I'm in Holiday Inn now at near the airport. It's a very wonderful hotel, fine. So I don't think that information is very correct. Maybe because we don't just like their food. I can show you all their food. But we don't like their food. We don't eat their food. So I debunk that information from my side.
Wow.
I debunked that information from my side.
Thank you for the information.
The food.
In fact, thank you for that clarification, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. Femi Kings, for that information. You see, information is very essential.
Honestly.
If without the right information, people can get deformed.
Yeah. Look at let's look at my table. I have everything here. Everything I want.
Wow.
But I don't like it. I don't want to eat it. Everything is there in the dustbin. I don't want to eat it. I don't like it. So we should have said that. And this is not Nigeria where they'll give us a ban every other thing. Yeah. So if we're going to work in an engagement setting, we have to be objective and we have to know what we are doing correctly. So I debunk that information first hand. Please.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Femi Kings. Now I can see the reason why the fellow said she's fully represented.
Will you stop that?
You understand?
He has delivered. I think she's done the right thing. She pushed the man forward.
Exactly.
No. Maybe something is keeping her. She didn't push me forward because Kemi is standing on her own. But when you guys need me, don't worry, we are good to go. A lot of things to do.
Mr. Femi Kings, nice meeting you here.
My pleasure.
Hope to meet very soon. Next on the agenda tonight, we'll be listening to the representative from the NICOT team. I think I saw Ms. Chuba earlier on. I don't know whether she's the one that will be speaking to us from the team. So can we have the representative from NICOT, please, briefly?
Yeah.
Sir.
I think the NICOT sent the secretary, Dr. Ati.
Ooh, thank you very much for that correction. Dr. Ati, you're welcome.
Hi. You can unmute your mic. It's your time.
Okay. Is it on now?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm so honored to be part of you. I wanted to be there, during the elections, but I couldn't because my friend lost her husband. So I was just there all through. Thank you so much for organizing this, for putting yourselves out there, to represent the students, Nigerian students. On behalf of NICOT, I want to heartily congratulate all the executives. I like what the chair said. He said he's here to serve, is here to listen to everyone, no matter what your questions might be. He doesn't consider any question stupid. So that is a good starting point. And I think he also said something about being someone that is ready to take advice, listening to other people. So we just want to say welcome on board, all the executives. Thank you for also saying that you will carry those people that didn't win along. All of you will work together. That is a good thing. We want a situation where, I've said this before, one person's problem will be everybody's problem, so we have this kind of formidable force, I want you to know that from NICOT, we are here if you need us. We're just a phone call away. We don't know it all, but we'll support you as best as we can. And I also picked something from what you have said, that you want to engage with people, you want to collaborate with each other. That is another good thing to do. And again, you've got Lekon. I need you to hold Lekon so well, because don't let him slip off your fingers, So welcome on board. I pray that your tenure will be great. I pray that you will win. In fact, you will win. And I pray that even what you're doing, people will look back, and learn from it. So thank you for putting yourselves again. I pray that God will strengthen you, give you wisdom that you need, all the resources that you need, whether it's financial, whether it's human resources, that you will get all of them. So on behalf of NICOT, once again, I say welcome and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ati. Am I right?
Yes, Ati. Ati, no, full. Ati for short. Ati is good.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was that was articulated one. Like I do tell people, the previous executives we had in Nigerian Students Association on the Teesside University, previous years, people don't talk about their success. People don't talk about their failure. They don't talk about how successful the executives were, how they failed. People talk about the Students Association of that particular year. So what I tell people is that if I fail, it's every student, Nigerian student, that have failed. People will not talk about, oh, Femi was a failure during his time. They will say, no, Nigerians were not working together as one. So that's why I need everybody to join them together. Then we move up to the next level. I want to believe that in many years to come, people will be making reference to 2021, 2022, that, oh, that was the period that this greatness started. Because I want to believe it's going to continue. It's not going to stop in our time. It's going to continue. That's what people will be building on. I really appreciate your statement was very precise, on point, and very encouraging. Thank you very much once again, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Mrs. Ate. And please, I would like to
make an inquiry. I know, I believe you know of NIDO, that's Nigeria in Diaspora Organization, right?
Yeah, I've heard about it. In fact, something happened. I think someone put me on the group,
right?
And somehow someone hacked my phone.
Wow.
And when they did that, so they had to pull me out of every group, So they just recently started adding me into groups. So I can make some inquiries for you. I've left a lot of groups now because of that.
Because of that, okay. Okay. No, that's fine. Because I just want to understand the relationship between NICOT and NIDO.
Yeah, I think when I got to know about NIDO,
yeah,
the aim was to create a forum where you have a more political forum from this end as well. And they wanted it to be in such a way that they can also liaise with people from Nigeria, okay? So in fact, one of the ways they hacked my phone was they told me that we had a meeting and that I had to be in that meeting. And that was how they succeeded in hacking my phone, So since then, I haven't really spoken to one of the leaders, Dr. K. So I could make some inquiries, and like I said, and I'll get back to you.
All right, that's fine. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much, ma. Next on the agenda is any other business. Salary?
Yeah.
What other business do we have on ground before we go to questions and observations?
Okay, this section is just for other members. Everybody can mute their mic. Anyone that have information, just like somebody said on the group, I was trying to give some ideas. So anyone that have ideas, anyone you feel something we have missed that we have not discussed, this is the time so we can talk about it. Okay.
All right.
The floor is open to everybody now. You can just raise up your hand. You can just signify by raising your hand and you will be called upon to speak.
I think I just did that.
You can go ahead, Zoom user.
All right. I've been trying to change my name from Zoom user to my name, but it's not working, so I give up. All right, my name remains Nyumachi Lupisi Joshua. Okay, once again, I want to also congratulate all elected officers into the tenure, and I pray that God gives you guys the needed knowledge and wisdom to pilot the affairs of the association. Okay, all right. So that being said, basically, I would really want this association to actually stand in a whole lot of ramification. And then I would like to also ask our able leader, that's Mr. Femi. Is there currently a constitution of the association, that at least members should be able to see, okay, this is what is actually obtainable and what we have on ground. And if that is not the case, is there any likely period to which the association can get a constitution on ground? I feel constitution is something that's a vital document of every organization that will also, ensure that the organization does or proceeds on his needed tax. So basically that's just my question for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I was discussing with someone a few days ago, and he told me certain things about the association, about some things that are on ground. I want to believe there is constitution on ground, but we came in today. It's not as if we met the old executive, so there was nothing that was handed over to us. But we'll be liaising with Mr. Lakan. He is going to be briefing us on some of the things on ground. I want to believe there is an existing constitution. And you see, for the people that were around this morning, I said I stand and I will remain to stand on the existing protocol, which means whatever that has been on ground before, we're not going to make it to go into extinction. We can only build on areas that we think there is need for improvements. So we will definitely find out if we have any existing constitution for the association. And if there is, we'll look into it and improve on it if there is need for that. And if there's none, we're going to get back to us and let us know when we'll have one on ground. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think Mr. Laleko is raising his hand.
Yes, he has the floor.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I think that question is very, very essential and important because we need to know where we are for us to know where we are going and how do we get to that place. I want to say this for clarity and for record purpose. Like I've said, I'm a community leader, I'm a community advocate, and I'm the founder of Save the Woman. And through that organization, which was developed with support of students at Teesside Uni, I kind of be supporting students on many cases. Initially, my concern is to support people in the community, African, Asian, minority ethnic community. While we are supporting them, we also have clients that are coming from students from the issue of agents accommodation, breach of contracts, from issue of discrimination and unfair treatment, even within the school. And to the extent that some of the students, they will curtail their visa from the Home Office, which we stood for them and we advocate for them. That was then, I think, I said there's need for us to have a sustainable and effective Nigerian students. In my days at Teesside Uni, I knew of one executive in 2016. And when they left, I asked people around, what are you doing to the executive? What are you doing to the association? No answer. That was why I supported the 2017 or 18 that come together. I took them to student union. The same thing I did today. I took them to student union, make sure they organize AGM. As soon as they organized the AGM, that was the last thing I heard about them. That was the last thing I heard about them. And I look at it again, more students are coming in. It gives me a concern again. How can I be working as a leader? Because when you are free, if you don't free others, you have not gotten any freedom. That was my philosophy. That was why I want to empower students, for them to be able to speak and stand for themselves. We can only do little as an organization. And I did that thing again today. And I want to plead to this executive. I don't want this situation to repeat itself, because I might not have the opportunity to bring people together in 2022 or 2023. So in terms of record, in terms of accounts, in terms of constitution, I have nothing to do with it. So like Chairman has just mentioned, he has some things about the association. I will suggest those people might have more link or more connection or more substantial information that can lead you if you need a constitution or anything. But what I can say is that if there's any money generated through student union and that money might have entered dormant, you can reactivate that back through the student union support, if there is any. A lot of students are suffering and they need to be the connection with Nigeria Embassy, with different organizations, locally, nationally, even to Nigeria, back home in the country. That is the purpose of the association. I don't think such has ever happened. And I believe this stream should be able to do that. So I want to plead with you. I've repeated what I did back to people in 2018 or 2017, because I knew that through student voices, a collective effort, things can be done, things can change. Even people coming in January, they can start benefiting prospective students. So in a nutshell, I have nothing to do or have any strong connection or anything in association with any executive. I've never been in any position, and I have no information as regards that. My own is to build community leaders, to empower students, community members, especially African, Asian minority ethnic, for fair representation and for their voices to be heard, and for them to get more involved with the service provider, with the system. I'm kind of bridging the gap between the service provider, and you can see Ngozi, everybody will work together. They come from council, we had people from night courts. So I think I answered that. Your Honor, the chair, I have no information, but if you have any connection with Nigerian Student Association or anyone, I believe they could provide more information, sir.
Thank you very much. I think I see someone's hand, Ikechuku Ichechek Tegwanjia. I think I've murdered the name, I guess.
You have actually murdered the name.
I thought I was saying Ikechuku, but
the name is Ichechek Ntegwija.
Ooh, that's serious. Sorry about that, bro.
Ichechek, are you Andoni?
You can unmute your mic.
Unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm Andoni, yeah.
Yes, I'm Andoni too. That's why I can pronounce your name very well.
Oh, wow, I was really surprised. Yeah, River State, yeah.
Oh, that's my people.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to like communicate with you later. It's kind of think he's the first person I'm actually finding. Yeah, that's from River State.
Yes,
Yeah,
you'll get to meet a lot of Andoni people, trust me.
Don't worry, there are some River State people. You'll get to meet them.
I leave my number. You can get my number from Lekon, you know.
Okay, I will. So congratulations, Mr. Femi. I really do not know how everything was organized. I think it was yesterday I just got to see some information about the whole AGM stuff, and then I couldn't meet up for the ATM, so I just decided to join for this evening. So I'm a current student. Actually, I came in September, and I just want to make like a comment. It's an observation though I've seen from Nigerian students on the group on Facebook. So, and it's kind of becoming like, I kind of see it in a way like it could turn to something that's politically interpreted. Like it's about the issue with the caste stuff. So I think some Nigerian students are kind of feeling like Teesside Uni is kind of biased with how they issue the caste stuff. And I've seen some comments they tend to even amplify it by calling the school and then telling them they're biased and this kind of stuff. So I don't know how, since we're having an association, which is really a great idea, I don't know how you could actually help to, to liaise with the school to actually get the appropriate information regarding this caste of a thing. Because if you also look at it, it's really not clear. Like they tell the student that it's going to take like a week and then when you try to investigate more, they tell you that it's not definite, all this kind of stuff. It's causing some kind of frustration. So I don't know how you're going to liaise with the school to reduce that frustration on the side of the students. Yeah, that's on the one part. The second part is I heard a story of someone who actually had an issue he's actually working in care, and I don't really from the story I heard, like the person had an issue with the resident, and the police police was involved, and after collecting the person's details and all that, and then the person hired a lawyer for £4,000, and then just within a short while, they said they struck the case off, and it has no validity, something like that. But the person couldn't get back the £4,000. So I don't really know if the person will be comfortable enough to release this detail to you, to probably, since we are already having collaboration with the police, and then see how to help. And I kind of feel that such kind of a thing might even be happening within the community, and people are not really talking about it. So those are just my comments I wanted to make. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ichechi. Let me start with the second observation. I dropped my email address and my phone number on the comment section, and somebody was asking what they are meant for. So just for people to have it, I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to query. This is the observation you just mentioned. Now, if the person is comfortable, the person can contact me. If we have more detail, we'll look into it. Then on the issue of cars, I'm glad you said you came in September this year. Possibly you actually waited also during your time.
I actually didn't wait. So I got my card like in space of a week. When I did everything, I got in space of a week.
Okay, so actually, it's a very serious issue. I have a very dear friend of mine who is presently still waiting for cars, and I was expecting that the person get the car tonight or tomorrow. So I spoke, some of the students gave me authority to speak to the school on their behalf, and they made us to understand that it's a normal thing, but everybody will get cars for the people who are waiting, except for the ones who are having issue with their mandatory questionnaire and the maintenance documents. But I would like to, interestingly, I had many Nigerian students saying that the university is biased by giving the Asians cars and not giving it to Nigerian students. And I was showing some people. I have friends from India. I have friends from Pakistan. And my friend in Pakistan also said, Femi, what's happening? All Nigerian students are receiving the cars from Teesside University. They are not giving it to the Pakistani. I was like, what do you mean? So which one do we believe? You know, I mentioned something the other time. To every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. You only say, of what you know of. You don't know what the other person is facing. Yeah. I can logically tell you that people from other countries, they equally complaining about the case with cars of a thing. But with the inauguration of the executive, we'll look into it. We'll meet with the student union if we can have access to the international admissions team, and they give us a better information to give us a feedback on what the issue is all about. I think tomorrow, as a matter of fact, we are going to make some move about it, I can assure you, and we'll give updates on it, please.
I think it will really be nice, because it's really becoming frustrating. I don't know why it has to take that long.
I've been speaking to the school on individual basis. That is student giving me authority to speak. So, but now we can speak collectively for our students who wants to come to. But mind you, the number of applications Teesside University received this January intake geometrically increased, and nobody expected that.
I think that shouldn't be the issue of students. They should be able to manage that.
Yes. So I think the concern is communication.
Yeah, and it's really hard I'm seeing people recharging as much as 20,000 naira to
and
make
it's not. I saw some petitions online on Facebook about Teesside University. You understand?
Yeah, it's not really funny.
So tomorrow, as a matter of fact, we're going to meet this student union. If there's a way they can assist us to discuss with the international admissions team, we're going to give us a feedback on that. I think that's answered your question or observation. Thank you very much. I think we're really going further than expected. I would like to call on Mr. Femi Kings. He's been raising his hands for quite some time now. Mr. Femi Kings.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I would like to catch Mr. Lekon, if he's still on this call, to quickly bring some observation and balancing so that this thing doesn't go into extinction again. So I don't know if he's in the call before I proceed.
Mr. Lekon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lekon. Good job you've been doing, and I really appreciate. Yeah, I just came into in September with my wife, and I went back. Like I said, I'm just coming in. Now, coming in September was when I already noticed that there's nothing happening around the Nigerian students from experience. Kemi and I worked as we're student leaders in our university. We worked in university, that is FUTA. Then we worked in training student leaders in Nigeria before we came. So it made us understand that if student leadership for Nigeria is on ground, then the suffering a lot of Nigerians went through, this wouldn't have happened. And so I could see the gap in what you shared this evening about how you've been trying. If we are not careful, it won't get sustainable again. And Mr. Chair, I might not have this time and now to always be here like this again, but let me quickly drop this. Please be clear about your terms of reference. Be clear about what your organization wants to achieve. Be clear about what you want to do and where your jurisdiction might be. That's just a point for the chair and the executive. Mr. Lekon, if I was speaking with Nigerian Student Union in the United Kingdom, do you know them? UNSUK, NSUK. Mr. Lekon, do you have any relationship with them?
No, sir. No,
okay.
Sir.
There's also a team like that, and I've been working with them for like 8 years now. When we bring student leaders to the UK for training, that's where I met them, and they work with our organization too. The leader is in London here. So I once asked him, and he told me exactly what you said, that Teesside has leaders this year. They don't have for 2 years. They have 1 year. They don't have for another 3 years. And this has been the challenge. So if this will not, I will connect this team to Yemi Soile so that they can have that relationship. But I would advise that if this thing will be sustainable, then an advisory board for some of you that have gone through Teesside should be there, like an advisory board. So there will be no reason for this thing going on extinction again, because it is highly needed. Students are suffering. I felt their pain so much before I left to Nigeria. And this team needs to be on board. So let's make sure we have a structure that becomes a system that makes sure that this association does not go into extinction. So you've done a great job today bringing the team back up. But what sort of system structure can we put on ground so that even if they are about to go into extinction, the team, the advisory board will not allow that be? One of which I've suggested, let's connect them to Nigerian Students United Kingdom. I have that relationship. Kemi, or not even Kemi has that relationship. The finance is a friend. You know, Kemi was here in 2010 as Vice President Student Union of FUTA. So that's when she started her leadership training here. She was in East London. She was in Greenwich. So she met Yemi Soile. She met another guy called Afolabi Obembe, Worldview. All these contacts are there. The job we do is all around Nigerian students. So if Teesside connects with these people, it's going to be like a chain that makes sure that this thing doesn't go into extinction. Any further thing I discuss with you later, Mr. Lekon, I'll be in Middlesbrough tomorrow, by the grace of God.
That's fine. Thank you very much. Just in addition to that, majority of Africans, not just Nigeria alone, coming to UK, that there's need to learn what we call understanding of safeguarding and child protection plan. Because as at 2019, 80,000 children are in care system in UK. And out of the 80,000, 12,000 are missing, nowhere to be found. And there's a research that any child that passed through care just for 1 day it tends to die young. They tend to end up homeless, end up passing through prison, end up utilizing mental health hospital. So we need to try to curb that. And Africa is the second largest of children in care in Middlesbrough. And there's a research that says that projection that in 2025, the children in care will scale up to 100,000. And the number of children in Middlesbrough, we are 2% of our children are in Middlesbrough. However, over 6% are in care system. And this is due to abuse or neglect. And don't get me wrong, those abuse or neglect might not really be what the system think. Maybe because of lack of cultural understanding, or even the parents as well, there might be some faults from the parents. So we come up with a course in 2020. And in the last 1 year now, we started this project. It has been able to stop 60 children from entering care. And we've been able to take 6 children back from care system. Beautiful. And we are hoping to get 2 more in Middlesbrough before Christmas. And these are the children that maybe they just go to school, they said something, and it was misinterpreted by the teacher. So I will put the course on the chat. We are having the batch 5 in January 2022. It's first come, first serve. If you are coming or you are here with a child, with your children, please enroll for this course. It has stages, but this stage 1, 101, 102 is about parenting, teenagers, challenging behaviors, but this basic general knowledge of parenting in UK is very, very important. I put it on the chat box. So there's a space there to book, to enroll. And you can also go to YouTube, search Save the Woman, put Afrocentric Parenting course on YouTube. It will pop up those courses and you have more insights. So please, these are the things. If you have any other idea as well, let us pass it through the share. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Leka. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Femi Kings. I think we've met once. I remember very well now. Very close to the, yeah. We met with one of your FUTA students.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah.
Okay, Loni.
No, not Loni, Sheun.
Sheun what? What's the surname?
Sheun Adeshina. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember very well. Yeah. So we typically will be meeting very soon again. So I want to, Sir Larry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I want you to take the floor now. If there is any other,
we still have somebody raising.
Yeah. No, Joshua. Yeah, the Zoom user.
Okay, and Mr. Right. You are raising your hand again.
Yes, I remember something. I want to ask Mr. Femi if it's something we'll be able to share with us.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, thank you very much. I learned you just arrived. Yeah. And we might have some students that they've also booked their tickets of hoping to arrive, and they might have paid the money for quarantine. And you said they are releasing you tomorrow.
Yeah, they've even released me.
Is there any plan regarding to what you paid, or is it refundable or not refundable?
Okay. Thank you very much. They are very silent about refunding. Very, very silent about it. The first battle we fought here is because I came in yesterday around 4 p.m. and on arriving we got that this stuff have been taken off 4 a.m. today. So the first battle we did here was make sure that they asked us to leave. So it's very strategic. If you have asked for money immediately, they might say we should stay because we have paid. So the battle was first, let's go, and we are gone. So, but in my meeting around, I've heard some of the top officials trying to tell maybe people people that looks like the same country, that CTM has said in the next 4 or 5, 6 days, people should start calling and they would refund. I am not saying this officially. I heard it in a tete-a-tete talk with some top officials I can see around downstairs in Holiday Inn. So I think there will be a refund.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Salary.
Yeah.
No, user, Mr. Joshua.
Yeah. So
I know
right.
you very well, Mr. Joshua, but the Zoom user, it's just so
I'll try to work around that. Okay. Now, the basic thing there is this. Okay. I'm hearing from Sir Lekon. I was so much touched because I feel what he has done is something that should be applauded and really recognized. And apart from that, I also feel it's something that should not be taken lightly. And one way I think this can actually happen is by making the Constitution a priority. Now, why do I say so? Making a Constitution a priority would not only give, because like I can tell you that 90% of students in Nigerian students in university never even knew that any of this thing happened. But this Constitution, so to say, would bring that all inclusiveness. It will bring that general, because definitely Constitution actually has to do with all members of the community bringing in their inputs to what or how they want the association to actually go through. Okay, so I strongly feel that to prevent this association from going into extinction again after a year or thereabout is to make sure that the process of an association is really taken into serious consideration and what will I call it? So please, Mr. Chairman, I would also really want, like, I don't know how fast this is going to be, okay, but I would also want, I also wish that starting up with a constitution, because definitely even if we go out for other international organizations, they want to see the binding principles of the association, which is the constitution. Without the presence of a constitution, I don't think an association has that impact, so to say, or a community or a group as the case might be. So please, I don't know how fast your executive will be able to do that, but I think that will be a way to ensure that this association does not go into extinction again. It really burdened me, and that was one of the reasons why I actually contested, at least for something to be on ground, So please, I feel our major aim, apart from trying to solve the issues that are on ground for students, another very basic, important role of this present administration is to ensure that everything that needs to be done to ensure that this association does not go into extinction is done, at least for the sake of people that are going to be coming after us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. And I can assure you that you also, I hope if we call on you to work with the team to make this happen, you will answer us.
Definitely, I've given you my words. We spoke earlier on WhatsApp, and I told you I'm really interested in getting all of this done.
Thank you very much. So
yeah, cheers.
Salary.
I think we have come to the end of this wonderful deliberation. I want to thank every one of us for sparing our time to make this happen. I believe it was a time well spent, and we have been able to learn one thing or the other. Please, we have somebody raising hand again. TK, you want to talk?
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Oh, good evening. You're welcome.
Sorry, I'm going to cut and just prolong your time a little bit. Thank you, Mr. Lekon, for that insight. It was very good, because I think most people lack information about these things. That's why we get into these problems most time.
You need to tell us your name and your department.
My name is TK. I'm in public health.
Okay.
What is TK?
Tokoni.
Okay.
All right.
It's
all right. About the constitution, I think if there's no existing constitution, the chair should organize a committee involving people from so many departments to get that constitution draft immediately. Because for an organization to work, like the other speaker said, it's like a guide. It's like a blind man walking on the road. You need that to guide you, so you don't do things as you please. So I think that should be your first call. get the Constitution drafting committee. If there's an existing one, then it should be reviewed. It should be spread out to everybody. Then it should be reviewed. Things that are not beneficial to the students should be reviewed. I think that's my own. Then, please, Mr. Olalekon, can you drop your email and your phone number? I think I met you earlier before you leave, sir. Thank you very much and good night.
So thank you, TK. Thank you, Madam TK. Your voice has been heard. You will get. Are you on the group?
Which group, sir?
How did you get the invite to the Zoom meeting?
Oh, I saw it on somebody's put it up on my department page.
Okay, if you can drop your number before we go, we add it to the group. Then.
I think I have her number.
Oh, okay. So you can just give her the information direct. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Lekon's number is on the chat box now. His phone number and email is there, so you can pick it up from there.
All right, thank you.
So as we close,
before you close, sir.
Yes.
Another hand is even raised already. Mrs. Ngozi Ochuba.
Okay.
It's Miss Ngozi.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I just wanted to touch up on the incident that the gentleman, I think his name is Ichechi, he spoke about the person who went to work and had issue with a residence. Can I just make a statement and say, if we have students that are coming in from Nigeria and they're going into the care sector, please and please, if you go through your mandatory training and you don't have a clear understanding of what to do at work, go back to your employer and tell them that you need more training or you need more explanation. It's not going to stop you from getting shifts, because the last thing you want to do as someone taking care of a service user is to be accused and then they turn around and say, but you did not tell us. You know? Yes, going into care work is one of the easiest jobs you can get. But when it comes to safeguarding, it's the quickest way to also get in trouble. So I just want to put it out there. Your employer has a duty of care to you as an employee, to train you in aspects that you feel like you need more help. So if you know anyone who's struggling, probably in their workplace, and they feel like because you will have residents and service users that will be a bit difficult, not even a bit difficult, very difficult. And I'm speaking from experience as someone who has worked within the hospital, general health and mental health, palliative care. I would say, if you feel unsafe and you feel like you're not so sure, please ask for help. Go to your employer and ask for help. They have a duty to help you. Ask for more training. If you feel unsafe, tell them, I feel unsafe. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ngozi, for that wonderful information. I hope some of us that are here will be able to make use of that information and will not be shy to ask the agency if we need more training, so that we won't put ourselves in the trouble we won't be able to take ourselves out of. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We really appreciate your contribution. And as we close, we started with prayer.
Before you close, sir.
Okay.
I said before you close.
Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, you can go ahead, sir.
I just want to check with the chair, because I think for us to get to the stage of AGM now, today, we'll be having this meeting like a couple of weeks now, and we usually do it every Wednesday. So I want to check with Chair, when next are we meeting and how often are we going to be meeting, sir?
I think, is everyone hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I think I actually thought of that before this meeting, and I felt it's a very good thing to do. We'll continue with every Wednesday for now. And I'm even thinking that there should be a celebration for Nigerian students for this Christmas period, because many of us who would have loved to go back home to celebrate are still staying back because of the initial ban on the traveling to Nigeria. So we should continue the meeting on Zoom every Wednesday for now. That's a very well thought idea. Did you hear me?
Yes.
So we'll continue next week Wednesday. We are still meeting.
So talking about the celebration, do we still have time to do that for this December?
There's nothing. Something we are thinking about. The executive will meet. We'll discuss and look at possibility. Let's just we really need to see what the main thing I'm looking at is that we have quite a number of Nigerian students who are not even aware about this association. So how do we reach out to our people? There are a lot of groups, a lot of different groups. We need to reach out to them. You understand that we exist and we are one. So let's start somewhere. It's just an idea. And I also believe the what we call it, constitution will be looked into. The first thing is to check out if we have an existing one, and if there is none, we are going to make sure that we have one as soon as possible. Do you have any hand raised?
Kings. Oh, I think we have the vice finance on the board now. See, we are about to close. We can just do 2-3 minutes.
Thank you very much.
I was thinking you said 2 minutes.
I just want to give a goodwill and to appreciate everyone for what we have done. I think this is a big step towards our achievement, what we planned. I pray that the future is going to be bright. One of the things I like to say is there is a leverage in that we may not be looking at, and that is the guy who is playing tomorrow. Somehow that guy has found his way to be able to get a slot. I think that a support from the association for that guy is also going to, in a way, help us to get to a lot of students, okay? So supporting people like this who are ready to break grounds and then go all the way, it's also going to help the association. If we can pull our weight behind this guy, I think it's really going to help us to reach out to people, and they would know more about the association, that they do this kind of things. They support people, they support individuals with talent. It will give the association visibility. Thank you very much.
On that note, we are ending the meeting. Do you all agree we meet again next week, Wednesday, same time, same venue, Zoom? Do we all agree?
That's fine by me.
Okay, so can somebody move the motion for the adjournment of the meeting, please?
Yeah, I want to move the motion.
Okay, move it properly.
Yeah, Chechek Sunday, of the Department of Digital Business International Management. So I'm moving the motion to adjourn this beautiful, wonderful meeting to the next week.
Nice one. Who seconded?
I, Oludare Olora, second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. The meeting has ended. We started with prayer. We are closing with prayer. May I call on Mr. Collins to please close the meeting for us with a short prayer? Thank you. I like the smile. Sorry, Mr. Mark. I didn't see you on time, but don't worry.
Unmute your mic.
You open the floor for us next week. Mr. Collins, please, let's hear from you. Last closing prayer.
Collins, you can unmute your mic. You can unmute your mic.
You are not muted, but we cannot hear you.
We can't hear you, sir.
Okay. Speak on now. We cannot still hear you.
Cannot hear.
So what do we do?
Mark has run away.
He has said a prayer, so.
All right. Wish everybody a wonderful good night, rest, and the meeting continues.